Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of MEERAcast, Wild Dreamer Productions' very own podcast, with me, George, here to tell you everything you need to hear about drama, about theatre, here in Australia, in New Zealand and all around the world. Now, it's not just me today. I am joined here today by Zara. Zara, hello!
Hello!
How are you going today, Zara?
Good, thank you. How about you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. Actually, again, up here at the rehearsals in Gold Coast, I've caught you just before you jump in with Artie and some of the other of the admin team and production team here. So managed to grab a bit of your time, so thank you so much for that.
Oh, no problem.
But for people who don't know who you are or haven't heard of you before, we were just talking before about there hasn't really been many pictures of the cast, or we don't really know who's who yet. But for who's who in the zoo, who are you? Introduce yourself, everybody.
Hi, I'm Zara Leinster. I'm 14 years old and I'm playing Teenage Meera.
That's amazing. So you played Teenage Meera last year in the production as well,
Yep.
in the Gold Coast performance.
Mm-hmm.
And you were one of the Teenage Meera, so you were working with Artie and obviously the younger Shani as well. What was that like being on the stage on Hoto in the Gold Coast?
Oh, it was an amazing experience. I've never done a show like this before. I've always, when I've been at the Hoto stage, I've always done like concerts, but this was different and I really enjoyed the experience.
That's cool. So how did you originally get into Meera or Wild Dreamer as a whole?
Well, my mum met Artie through one of her friends, and she just said that I should audition and try out because they were looking for a girl that could dance and act, so I thought I should give it a go.
And did you have any idea that you would end up as one of the lead characters on the stage?
No, I had no idea. It's quite shocking.
I bet. What was it like when you first saw? How did it happen? Explain that first.
Oh, well, I got an email and I was kind of nervous to open the email. I was kind of like, oh, am I in it? Am I not in it? And when I opened the email and saw I was Teenage Meera in bold writing, I was just shocked and like so happy.
I bet. Had you ever done anything like this before, on this kind of scale?
No, nothing this big, and especially now that I'm getting paid, I've never really gone to have that experience before.
I bet. Now in 2019, with it being so much bigger and grander, that must be so much more thrilling to be a part of. But how old are you for now getting paid doing what you love and are so passionate about?
Yeah, well, I'm 14, turning 15 soon, and I wasn't really expecting this to happen, so I think it's for the best, so I love doing it.
Absolutely. We should always be pursuing your passion and doing what you love the most, and the best part of pursuing that is when you can then also benefit and getting paid for that as well. It almost makes your passion ring true and everything like that. But you balancing, we were just talking as well before about, different homework, different assignments and school being tiring, but being on the last day of school. So what is it like balancing school and like pursuing your passion so heavily?
Yeah, well, during last year it was really tricky. I was doing about 25 hours of ballet per week, and it was really stressful just to fit in Meera and schoolwork and dancing at the same time. But this year I've slowed down a little bit just to give myself more time for Meera, and especially since I'm going to Auckland, then that's a big opportunity. Just
in a couple months.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you obviously do Meera, you've got school going on, but you're also doing dance outside as well, you mentioned. What else are you up to?
Well, during last year I was with the Australian Ballet School's trainee program, and that was a really amazing experience. I got to meet a lot of new people that I haven't seen before from all across Australia. But this year I'm focusing more on the commercial side of dance, which is more of contemporary and jazz and lyrical, that sort of dance.
Are those the type of styles that you find more have paying jobs? Obviously this is, you mentioned your first paying job, but the type of jobs that in a more professional might do in those types of styles?
Yeah, I've also found that I enjoy it more than the actual traditional ballet styles. Yeah, and also that they get paid more money, and
It's always a nice part. It's always a
Yeah.
nice part. But obviously, we're working on these styles now. What styles you had ballet, but what styles have you taken or learned, especially from MEERA? Because we've heard that last year there was like 6, 7, 8 different dance styles in MEERA. Everything from contemporary to Indian to classical to tap. Was there other styles that even last year alone that you had to pick up or almost start from scratch?
There wasn't too much, but I guess the Indian dancing, it's so beautiful, and I've never really seen it before, like done in real life. And Aarti did it so well, like really well, especially on the hotter stage, and it was amazing to watch her. So that was definitely a new style for me to watch, not necessarily do, but just watch.
And obviously you got to then learn that style from her. What was that like?
Oh, that was amazing. Learning a new style of dance, I'm always excited to. And I haven't really learnt one in a really long time. So it was really amazing.
And is there anything you're finding you're having to learn for this year? Anything new? Anything changing?
Well, not for the dancing part. Actually, from the acting perspective, yes. Since I've changed partners with my Krishna, I've had to also change my lines as well. And yeah, the different parts.
So is theatre and school and dance, like MEERA School and Dance, is that all you get up to? Is there anything else out there? Is there anything that when you're not doing all of those things, maybe it's just a weekend, you got nothing on, what do you love doing or getting up to?
I actually love K-pop dancing.
Oh my gosh, I did not expect that. Tell us more about this.
So I'm really into the K-pop genre. They have amazing music, and I love the choreography that they have to it. And I have an Instagram account which showcases a lot of those choreographies. I also play the violin, and I just finished my 7th grade, which was really fun to do.
That's like, congratulations and fascinating in its own right. But backtrack to K-pop, because that's super cool. And obviously not something that you see all the time as well. When you have dancers that are on stage with the Australian National Ballet, to then also love K-pop as well, it's quite a unique thing. How did you kind of find that or get into that?
Well, through my friends, they introduced me to K-pop, and since then I've really enjoyed their music. And I think I saw one of BTS's videos, I think DNA, and I just love their choreography.
And it's all online. Hey, you just come across those videos on like YouTube or wherever you're going.
Yeah.
That's so cool, and that's kind of where I think the evolution and future of everything is going, is online. And like, we see tons of the really cool MEERA videos that we get to see online, like everywhere. It's so cool that everything's so accessible and able to open up like new paths and new, like, oh my god, I love K-pop ideas. But congratulations on passing your violin.
Oh,
so
thank you.
It seems like you just got arts and passion just overflowing everywhere we look. But it has to be running in your blood and running through your family, because you mentioned before you're not the only person involved with MEERA, right?
Yes, I'm not. My mum and my brother just recently are coming to Auckland as well.
Really? So your mum and brother, they were also involved in the show last year? Mm-hmm. What roles were they playing?
So my mum was the narrator, and I think she was the universe. And my brother is the little Krishna.
That's really cool. So what was it like having both sides of your family, someone younger and someone obviously as well older as well? What was it like being involved with them on the stage?
I think it was really fun. Like, after the rehearsals, we'd always talk about the events that happened and what we did, because we were always in separate rooms and not in the same room. But it was also really fun just performing together as the Leinster family on the hotter stage, and I'll definitely treasure that for the future.
I bet there mustn't have been anything better than... I know that one of those best moments, even I was on stage on 4th of November, was that final moment after the last scene had finished. Everyone was on stage, and there was that standing ovation in the theatre, and we were bowing out, and I couldn't imagine of having my family on stage with me as well.
Yeah.
It would have been so much more special. It was really one of the best moments, I believe, of last year. But touching on best moments, I want to hear from you. What is the best thing for you, or at least you believe, about just being enthralled or being just stuck headfirst in the arts and the performing arts, whether it's performing on stage, dancing, acting? What is it that you love about that? What's the best thing about it?
Well, for me, I'm quite a creative person, and I don't like to be stuck and be told what to do as such. And I think choreography and dancing is a way to express that, with me anyway, since I love dancing and I also like creating. So probably the choreography side of the arts world is something that I love doing, and also performing on stage for any show. I really enjoy doing even the preparation for it. It's a really special time, and once you get to performing on stage, it's amazing.
Yeah, because you even had a few solo sequences on the 2018 show. What was that like? Was that nerve-wracking when it was just you there on the stage? Was it something that you were just like, this is just like any other dance, just head down, don't make eye contact, and it'll be fine? Imagine they're in underpants or whatever you need to do. Was it cool, or what was that like?
Well, I was actually more nervous, to be honest, because normally with Eisteddfods and those sort of competitions, solo competitions, I'm not so nervous, just because there's not such a big audience out there. It's more of a competitive atmosphere. But with this show, I felt excited and nervous. It wasn't like scared, but it wasn't like very happy. It was kind of neutral, and I guess I was more nervous because there were so many people sitting out there in the audience waiting for me to dance, since I was wearing a different costume to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like a blue-green costume standing out. And that was probably the most nerve-wracking thing, just stuffing up in front of a lot of people.
Of course, because it's that one moment and you don't want to kind of make a false step, or you want to make it the best you possibly can.
Yeah.
So it was bad, but not the worst thing on the planet. But what is the worst thing about theatre? Is it the learning the lines? Is it the what seems like so repetitious rehearsals? Well, what is it that's that gripes on you about it?
Yeah, it's probably learning my line. Actually, no, both of those things.
All of the above.
I really enjoy the theatre, but those two things, they're probably the lows about the theatre experience for me.
Yeah, but you've got to put in those hard yards, right? You got to do that little bit to make it so much more special. Because then, especially once you know your lines, you can get on stage and not have to think about it. It's just one of those things you take in. But what is it that you're most excited for? This is almost like a word association game. Tell me how you're going this year. But what is it that we're most excited for coming through 2019 now? Like, we're about halfway through the rehearsals, got about 2 months till the show. Is there anything that you're just fizzing and excited for?
Oh, well, I'm really excited to travel to Auckland. I've been to New Zealand before, but that was only for a major ballet competition, and it was really restricted, whereas this show, I feel like this will be such an amazing experience performing with local people there and from Auckland, and I think it will just be amazing to make new friends.
Absolutely, because we're all obviously right now a little bit separated between our Auckland family, but it will be so amazing and great to once be united with them and make new friends with not only the Auckland team but also that wider community, when not only they come to visit us on one night like in Gold Coast, but across 3 whole days, 6 shows. It's just going to be one massive, amazing weekend. But I know that I personally cannot wait to see you on stage, and I know that you are just dying to get up there and perform in front of everyone else. But will it just be you and Mum and Heath travelling this year? Is there anyone else coming along too to Auckland?
Well, the rest of my family has to stay here because at the same time my sister has her performance with her school musical.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's the lead in Aladdin. She's Aladdin.
Oh my gosh, so you guys literally are a performing arts family. Wherever you look, someone is up to something classic. When you guys are off to Auckland, you have your sister as well performing in Aladdin. That's so amazing. But Zara, you can catch her live on stage at ASB Waterfront Theatre in May, coming up soon. And we have discounted tickets available for a limited time. You can get $20 off with every ticket and a little bit more for family purchases as well. But Zara, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
It was so great to learn a little bit about you and hear about what you've been up to lately. I can't wait to see you perform again on stage.
I'm very excited. I'm coming to you, Auckland.
And we can't wait to see you there. Thanks so much, Zara. We'll talk to you later, everybody.
Bye-bye.